Riley Moses.
So this is a story about how you should always listen to your mother. So the year was 2019. It was around April, and I was a senior in high school when I woke up to a phone call from my friends telling me that the local golf course I live near had flooded. And I don't mean flooded as in there was a few puddles everywhere. I mean the course was 5 feet underwater. So me and my friends decided we were going to get together and kayak the golf course. It was me and 4 other friends, and we were going to plan to meet up at my friend Dawson's house. So I go get ready, get dressed, go downstairs, and as I'm walking out the door, my mother asked, son, where are you going? And I tell her, I'm going to go kayak the golf course. She said, I don't think so. So after talking her into it and letting me go, she finally insisted that I could go, but I have to wear life jackets. I said, okay, anything to get me out of the house. So I arrived at Dawson's house, and me and 4 other of my friends decided, or we were getting everything together. We loaded up 2 kayaks for 5 of us, and note, these kayaks were only 2-person kayaks. So we were getting things together, and my friend Dawson also had 4 pairs of waders, and in my mind, waders were the best option to go kayaking in, not knowing that if or when you fall in, you sink to the bottom, but that had never crossed my mind. So everyone but me gets waders, and I'm left a little ticked off about it, but in the end, it ended up saving me. So we go get in the car, load the kayaks, get to the top of the golf course, and get in the kayaks, and we're starting to kind of float around. And this golf course has a creek that goes right through the middle of it, and this creek was flowing really, really hard. So we decided to go down the creek and see how fast we could go. So it was me and Dawson in 1 kayak, and we were following 3 of my friends in the kayak in front of us. And we get into the current and start going down real fast. And to note, we do not have life jackets. That didn't even cross our minds to get some. So as we're going down, we're going so fast, we only need the paddles just to steer ourselves. And so we go, and then my 3 friends in front of me got a little shaky, so they kind of drifted off into the shallow fairway, and me and Dawson continued onto into the creek. So we get going, and before we know it, we see a tree, that's just like a branch, big huge branch that's horizontally over the water, and we didn't have enough time to steer ourselves out of the way. So we were going up real close to it, and then I decided I would just grab onto it. And the next thing you know, the kayak flips over the tree. I'm left hanging onto it, and I look up as I'm hanging onto the tree, and Dawson's floating down the creek with a kayak. He ends up floating safely to shore, but I'm stuck there holding on for dear life in the freezing cold, running water, and I don't know what to do. I would let go because I think I'm an excellent swimmer, but the water was going a little too fast for my comfort, and I didn't know if I'd ever come back up if I let go. So as I was holding on the tree, my boot started to fill up with water very quickly and ended up getting thrown off of me. And then next came my pants, and after that came my underwear. So I was left holding onto a tree, naked and afraid. So I had to build up some strength and figure out a way I could get myself back onto the tree and jump back onto the shallow fairway. So I mustered up some strength and ended up climbing back onto the tree, and I ended up jumping back in my friend's arm. Note that I am still naked. And No, we also live on this golf course is where people live, and somebody, I guess, called the cops. But we didn't know that until after I got back into the kayak and we floated back to the cars and got loaded up. Me and one of my other friends started driving off, and that's when we passed the cop coming towards us. And we don't know exactly, I don't know exactly what happened, but the cop ended up talking to my friends about wrote us a ticket for not having life jackets. But anyway, I got home, and by the skin of my teeth I survived, not dying of hypothermia. So that's the story, and if I would have learned to listen to my mother, I would have either never went, but that would have likely not happened. But I went, and I would have had a life jacket, which if I was on the tree I could just let go and floated. But if I was wearing waders and no life jacket, I don't think I would be here today. But thank you all for listening to my speech and story.
Good job.